Hello there, my Maple Leaf fans. I'm going to take you live to a pre-game press conference before Samuel Cup comes up. This is between the Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. So enjoy this. Why is my screen so different?
With Canva Code, anything is possible. Even if you think debugging involves pest control, I just tell Canva what I need, and it takes care of the coding. It even brings my design vision to life. How cool is that?
What's it going to be like to see Fraser Minton on the other side tonight?
Yeah, it'd be good. I mean, he's a good young player, a good young man, and he's obviously done well for himself.
What sort of impression did he make on you as a teammate when he was here?
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he cares a lot. He's very committed. He's a smart kid. Plays the game the right way, and I like playing with him. And I hope he does well.
What are you guys looking to build off from the other end against Utah?
Yeah, I think we've played some pretty good hockey. If you go back to our game against Pittsburgh, obviously a good third, not so good the first two, but I think we're starting to kind of understand what our game needs to look like, and what the point that we want to get it to, and so we're just looking to build on that and just try to be more consistent.
What do you feel Lawton brought in his return to the lineup?
Yeah, I thought Lottie was good. Great skater, good defensively. Kind of knows his role and does a very good job in it, and he's a big part of our group for sure.
Do you ever look at the standings and how tight this particular division is? I mean, you win a couple of games, you're in the top, you lose a couple of your way at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I think it's early to start to worry about that stuff just yet, but it's definitely tight. And this has been a very competitive division for a long time, and it's no different right now. So it makes every game very important and lots of fun.
What have you appreciated about playing with Carlo?
I love playing with Brando. He's been a great teammate right since the day he's got here, and it's been a lot of fun. I think he's a great player. Big guy, very good defensively, and I've really enjoyed playing with him.
What makes him a great teammate?
Just his personality. He cares a lot. He's outgoing, chatty, and I think right from the day he got here, I think he just fit right in. I've enjoyed talking to him, and obviously becoming friends, and playing with him has been fun.
How well did you get to know Joe Thornton?
Pardon me?
How well did you get to know Joe Thornton his year? What do you think of him?
I think everyone in this room, within this whole organization, thinks very highly of Joe, and everyone he's ever played with, by the sounds of it, which is no surprise. He's got a really infectious personality, and just a really kind guy who loved playing hockey, and loved playing on a team, and he was the epitome of what a hockey player is. He came in early, stayed late, worked hard, loved playing the game. I loved being around his teammates, and it was just really fun to get the opportunity to play with them.
Can you give us a G-rated anecdote?
No.
What stood out most to you about Duncan Keith as you played?
It's a good question. I think when I was a young player watching him, it was his skating, not because of the reasons why Niedermayer, maybe stood out because of that, but just because of the way he was able to move around the ice, play lots of minutes. And he was a competitor, and then obviously being able to up his game in the playoffs, those years where they were winning cups, he was just the epitome of a number one D-man, and he was just, he was a great player.
Carlo was saying he's looking forward to, or hoping to hit Pasternak, looking forward to scoring on Swayman if he can. What's your sense of him going into this game? He's got so many friends.
We didn't really talk about it much this morning, so I think he's just kind of he's just ready to go. That's all. I don't think he's making a big thing of it, or at least it doesn't seem that way.
Just on Joe, Sheldon was on the radio yesterday saying he remembered when Joe went to Florida after he played with you guys, there would be times when you guys would play and Joe would roll into the leaf room and start saying hello to all the guys. Do you remember that?
Yeah. He was kind of one of those guys where that you could get away with that stuff, and that, we welcomed him, and he was just a great guy and a great teammate, and he just cared a lot about everyone and treated everyone with a lot of respect and a lot of time, and very courteous guy with when you think about where he was in his career when he was here and all the things that he had accomplished, you wouldn't have known it when you spent time with him. He had time for everyone, and it was a lot of fun getting to know him.
Was scary speech?
What do I expect of his speech? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I would expect it to be emotional. I'd expect it to have some humor. He's just one of a kind, and I'm sure the speech will be no different.
It was a scary moment last week with Chris in Philadelphia. We saw him back on the ice this morning. What's it like to know he's kind of making those strides?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, whenever anyone gets hurt, it can be a little scary, and you can you take a moment to, really assess the risk of what's going on, and especially when it's kind of shoulders and up, or whatever it might be, and you just want your buddy to get better and to feel better, and we hope he's on the mend. He's been around, which is great, and you just want him to be all right.
What was it like to see Fraser and Alex just in the corner there at this game?
No, it was great. It's weird. I'm used to them on this side, but they're great guys. Mintz looked like he's getting a good opportunity there, and Will Stever, so I wish him good luck.
What stood out about Fraser?
I think he's just, first of all, his professionalism. So young, but his game is like a two-way. It's like he's been playing already for a couple of years when he's playing. I had the pleasure of playing with him last year for a little bit, so he's just so easy to play with, so supportive of the puck, and going into tonight's game, you got to be mindful of that. So, yeah.
What do you remember about playing with Alex?
Oh, he's a great shooter, obviously. Playing in the American League for a little bit, and obviously when he was here, for the time he was here, he did great. He's a great person as well. I got to know him off the ice, and yeah.
What do you think this one means to Carlo?
It's going to be a little weird for him, I think. But I think, he's on the other side now, but I know he wants to win tonight.
What have you appreciated about playing with him?
I think he's a pretty vocal guy on the ice. You guys can't pick that up, but he's always talking on the ice, which is huge and helpful. So that's what I take away. On top of that, away from the ice, he's a great guy. I got to know him well, and he just brings that good, charismatic person, and happy to have him on our side.
Given where the situation was a week ago with Chris Tanev is skating now, I've always been around you guys, but just this guy continues to show just how durable, how tough he is, despite whatever is ailing.
Yeah, it's good to see him out skating. Obviously, again, what happened to Tanny was unfortunate, but looks like he's on the right track. Hopefully, continue to go in that way and get him back in the lineup.
What's it about Lawton's return to the lineup the other night?
Physical, very physical. Obviously, talented, skilled player as well. Vocal too. He's on the bench. He's in the game. So, yeah.
How's he vocal on the bench? Is it game stuff? What's he saying?
Well, it's to us. It's in the locker room. It's the other team as well, if you know what I mean there. So, yeah, you can feel his presence and his energy, and that's what we need.
Is he the guy who likes to talk the most, in terms of the other team and that sort of stuff?
I guess. We have some guys like that, but he's definitely in the mix.
Style and substance in the GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. Get 0% financing on all remaining 2025 GMC models on limited terms. Visit your nearest participating dealer.
How did it feel? How was your first game back?
Yeah, it was honestly better than I thought. Felt good. My wind was good. Legs were pretty good. I think as the game gets moving along, you start to feel a little bit more just that game action, but for the most part I felt comfortable. Speed of the game was good, just head-wise and following, tracking plays and things like that. So long way to go here, but was pleasantly surprised at how I felt. You
bring emotion, you bring physicality. I'm wondering your perspective on the penalty. Is that, in your mind, a good penalty you take when you're sticking up for Solars there?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe hit him in the chest next time. But yeah, there's been a couple instances throughout the year where Stoley's gotten touched, and so make sure that that doesn't happen throughout a night. And we have to do the same thing on the other side of going to the net hard and making it hard on their goalie and doing all that stuff. So yeah, just protecting them and making sure he's good to go and go from there.
Conversation within the room amongst you guys about protecting Stolars that way, or is it just understood?
Yeah, I think it's understood. I think you have those conversations throughout the year, and every game you're talking about getting to the net and making it hard on their goalie and protecting our net front. I think, honestly, every coach I've had and throughout the years, you emphasize that throughout the year, and you see where all the goals are scored from. It's in front of the net, so that's where you got to get, and we got to do a good job of protecting them, which I think we've done in the past couple games here.
Carlo, facing some old friends tonight, you can kind of relate. Like, what was it like for you facing the Flyers for the first time?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling for sure. I think, especially Brando, he was there for a really long time. I'm sure he's close with a lot of those guys. So I know they've had some change over here in the last year or so, but. Yeah, it's a different feeling, but I'm sure he's excited to get going. And then I know we got these guys twice in the next 4 days, so we're going to see a lot of them. We've got to have a good start here and be clear in our game all together and make it hard on them. But excited for Brando to play him and take a little bit of his cash tonight.
There'll be some money on the board. Fair chunk.
Sure hope so.
Yeah. It was kind of scary last week in Philly with Chris, and we saw he was back on the ice this morning. Just what's it mean to know he's taking those strides?
Yeah, I sat out with him a little bit there at the start of the year. Just an unbelievable teammate. I didn't realize really how good he was and how big of a warrior he was before I got here. He's a special person, a guy who means a lot to us. So I was there with him in Philly. I was off the ice, obviously, so I got to be with him a little bit and kind of give him a little bit of support. But it's scary. Anytime you do that, I've done it once, pretty much same area, and it's not a fun feeling when you're off like that. So I hope him a speedy recovery and whatever happens. But he's an amazing guy and a guy you want to go to battle for and battle with every night and a special guy for sure.
So what do you think tonight is going to be like for you?
I'm just treating it like any other game. Want to obviously do my best to contribute in any way to getting a victory tonight, but there'll be some familiar faces on the other side. But overall, I think, it's been enough time has passed where I think it's a good thing to be in this situation and a fun opportunity to play against some of the guys that I used to compete with in practice every day. So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Did you meet up with anyone last night? Yeah,
I had dinner with about 6 or 7 guys. It was great to see them. Nice to catch up, kind of just talk about, they got some new things going on with their group. They wanted a little bit of insight on what it's like behind enemy lines. So it's been good to see everybody, and obviously those friendships will last a lifetime. So
when you, when a fairly significant package goes back, like the first start picking Fraser Minton, do you keep tabs on what Minton's doing at all, and just out of curiosity, you'd say that goes for him?
No, not necessarily. I think for myself, ever since I got traded, it's kind of just been a mentality of going one day at a time, focusing on what I can do to be the best version of myself each day. So, I haven't really paid too much attention there. I think it's, a compliment in a way that he was a first-round guy, and we got kind of swapped for each other, but overall, it's the business, and I don't make those decisions by any means, so I'm just focused on where I can help this group.
Who are your kind of closest friends over there?
Yeah, I think the guys that I played with for a long time, obviously like Jeremy Swayman, Charlie McAvoy, Pasta, those guys, Hampus, I was on a deep pair with, Peaker as well. I've got some great friends over there, like I said, lifelong friendships for sure, but just as anything, when I'm the guy getting traded, there's going to be certain situations we play I don't know, say Pittsburgh the other night. There's guys that I played with in Boston on that team as well. So it's fun to, see them. But once it gets on the ice, it just that competitive nature takes over and you worry about the game.
Who are you looking forward to playing tonight?
I want to try and score on Sway. That would be really nice. That would be awesome. I'm not sure he's going to let me have one, but overall, at least try to get a couple shots on him. And he's a really good friend of mine. So.
How did you do on him in practice?
Practice, I would definitely let him know when I would put one behind him. I think we know goal scoring is not my biggest strong suit, but overall, I would definitely love to try and compete in that regard and feel very satisfied when I would get one past him.
Who do you want to hit?
Pasta. I'd like to get a little lick on Pasta for sure. Just I think that's good for the game in any way, but he's obviously one of their key guys. So if we can eliminate his offensive presence with taking the body a little bit, that would be great.
What's it like looking at the Bruins roster now? You think of the guys over there for so long, over your time. I mean, like Chara's going to the Hall of Fame on Monday.
For sure.
Bergeron retired, Marchand now. Like, what's it like seeing the roster compared to how you knew it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. I think in a way I look over at the roster and recognize there's been a lot of change. I was a part of that change as well. Same thing with like Marshy, like you said, last year, Charlie Coyle, Trent Frederick, all these guys that were there for a lot of the time that I was there. So it's nice that there's that turnover. It doesn't make you feel as left out, I guess you could say. But overall, I think they still have a great makeup within their group, and the culture that Zdeno and Bergie and Marshy and those guys created will last a very long time, regardless of who's there, just with any ways that they touch that organization. So. Speaks a lot to those guys. I was fortunate enough to play with them, learn from them, and learn, the ways that to carry yourself. You see it from Hall of Fame talent with Zdeno this weekend, and it's great that I still have the opportunity to, reach out to those guys when I need to, and like I said, just friends that I'll have for a long time.
What's your best or favorite Chara story?
Hey, how's that New Year's resolution going?
What are you talking about?
You know, that YouTube channel you say you're gonna start?
Well, yeah, I'd like to, but editing's really hard, and coming up with a thumbnail stresses me out, and thinking of content ideas.
I don't do any of that. I use TubeBuddy.
What?
TubeBuddy. It does everything for you. SEO optimization, helps you with your thumbnail, video topic planner.
Well, I have ideas.
Yeah, but TubeBuddy gives you niche insights, which means that they know which topics actually get views. And get this, TubeBuddy's related video manager allows me to link my videos across all of my shorts instantly. Instantly! TubeBuddy has everything. It helps creators like you start your YouTube channel and stay consistent so you can actually follow through on your New Year's resolution.
Wow, this is so awesome. I had no idea TubeBuddy existed. I'm gonna go try it today.
You can start by adding short descriptions of your business or services, and it provides you with suggestions for your business and domain name. But their tools don't stop there. GoDaddy Aero can help you create a logo for your business. From there, let the magic of AI create a coming soon page for your business. You don't need to code or build anything on this website anymore. Building a brand has never been easier.
I think my first year, I don't know if you hear me much on the penalty kill, but we were in practice one day, and I'm always extra loud on the penalty kill because I wasn't talking enough in practice, and he turned towards me, and he's basically like, if you don't start talking to me, you're not going to be here on this penalty kill. So that was a great lesson for me as well, and he wanted me to be his eyes in that situation, so he was very competitive from day one, even in practice. So those habits have kind of carried over for me.
You talk about that culture that they had. What really stood out most about the culture that Bruins team had when you were there, and Chara and Marchand and Bergeron?
Yeah, I look back on it, and I think just the way that everybody cared for each other. There was a lot of compassion within that group. Bergeron was a huge component of that. There would be days whether you were kind of in a slump or whatnot, and he would be one of the first guys to come in and check up on you. Just kind of caring more about the human being first and foremost, more than the hockey player. That was something that really stood out to me there. That leadership was definitely something that I enjoyed being a part of and learning from. So there was a lot of compassion within that group, and everybody just cared.
It was a scary moment last Saturday in Philadelphia. We walked in, Tanev back on the ice. What stood out about how he's kind of come back from that scary moment?
Yeah, he's doing well. Every time that I've talked to him since, he's seemed like just like himself. So that's what you like to see. He's got bright eyes and a bushy tail in the morning. So he's a great player. He's a huge part of this group. Obviously wants to be on the ice, but like I said, same thing. First and foremost, we care most about the human being. But I've been very happy to see how well he's, been looking in the morning. He's not looking down or anything like that. So, he looks great.
Great to see Tanev on the ice. Is there a better sense of his timeline moving forward here? And
just progressing in the right direction, I'd say, more than anything. First time on the ice, just by himself.
What's the plan in terms of goaltending? Primo is on waivers. In terms of, backing up tonight and maybe starting tomorrow for you guys.
He'll be a backup tonight.
What's, going up against someone like Fraser, what stood out about him when he was here? His leadership and just even being a young guy and being,
very mature for his age, very high IQ, hockey IQ, two-way centerman, really has good instincts with the game, defensive responsibilities, but has offensive upside. He's a good player.
What stood out about Brandon Carlo's game over the last 3 or 4?
Yeah, I'd say just being more assertive and aggressive more than anything, I think, is our whole decor, just getting harder around our net, being harder in the corners, more physical, and he's part of that.
Lawton's penalty the other night, curious your perspective. Is that kind of like a good penalty to take when you're sticking up for your goalie in that spot?
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. He's that type of guy where he's going to do what he has to do for his teammate, and I have no problem with it.
You highlighted his chatter on the bench. In which ways does he influence things with his voice?
Well, he's just got energy, that's just him. Like, he's a talkative guy, he's a team guy, good character guy, been around for a long time, understands the game very well. And just having him and Lorenz on the bench, I felt like there was just more energy on our bench and chatter and talk and things like that. So,
What do you think of the Bruins? What's the challenge of them tonight?
Well, the Bruins are, I don't think, they've been a certain way for a long time. They're a hard team. We know it's going to be a hard game with the Bruins. It always is. They're physical. They got some size over there on the back end up front. And like I said, it's always a challenge with the Bruins with, I'd say, the game within the game. For me, yeah, they got talented players. Pasternak's over there still, McAvoy, and players like that. But I think it's more of the identity of the game for me against the Bruins.
The last 4 periods or so that you guys played might be the most consistent 4 in a row. Why do you think it took a while to get there?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's been like you talk about, there's been a lot of good hockey, but not consistently for 60 minutes. I think that's a challenge all the time, early on in the season, I think. But definitely the last 4 periods of hockey is, some of our best that we played this year. And not just the scoring part, the all-around game of how we want to play. So, we just got to keep building off that, and hopefully we continue that here in the start of the period tonight.
How much can you build off that momentum of showing these guys from the last game? This is the north-south type of game we want to play. This is a cycle game that we want to play, and not screwing around when we get to the other team's game.
Yeah, I think success. When you have success, then you show the guys, and just conversations with the guys about it all. They, they obviously believe in it more and understand that that's a good recipe for us to be successful. And we'll need that tonight against this team. We got to play that type of game against the Boston Bruins for sure.
Is it in Jars going in the hall this weekend? played against him in the Cup final back in 19. What do you recall about his ability to impact a game?
You knew she liked returning gifts, but seriously? A puppy? Next time, give a gift of hope, and the only return will be girls to school, safe homes, and a more equal world.
Well, he could do it in a number of different ways. I played with Char in Long Island for a half a year. He was a young kid then, but I could tell then this guy was going to be something special. And, he wasn't obviously polished like he became as a player, but just watching him daily, how he went about things on the ice, in the gym, how dedicated he was, how hard he worked, and that size and strength he has. But he can impact the game in a lot of different ways. I mean, he was definitely hard to get to play against as a forward. He just smothered you with his reach, strength, size. He could fight. I mean, he had the ability to shoot a puck and score a goal from the point. He could control a game. Like, as a defenseman, when I think about, you can think about all the great defensemen that played in the National Hockey League. Most of them can control a game, and there's certain ways they can control it. Nick Lindstrom controlled it a different way than Chara, but they all had the ability to control a game, and he definitely can do that.
For a coach, from an X's and O's point of view, did you ever coach against anybody where, when that guy's on the ice for your zone entries, you had to change your game plan to get pucks by or around him?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, it was always, we talked to our guys, and I was, back in the Philly days, we played them in the playoffs a few times and stuff, and it was always about, if you don't do things quick enough and early enough on him, he's gonna kill the play. So it was always about just doing it a little bit earlier, a little bit quicker, putting a puck behind him so he had to turn and go get it. And it was always about, if you go and try to be physical with a guy and take the body on him, you're probably going to lose that battle. So we talked about going through the arms and the stick a lot on him. Make it difficult because it's a long reach. He's got such a long stick, and that's how we tried to make it difficult for him. We weren't very good at it.